Hi friends, welcome to the webinar regarding the expiry today. We'll just wait a few minutes. Participants are still joining in and we'll start the session soon. Yeah, welcome to all the participants once again. Sare, whoever has joined the session, thank you so much for attending. We'll start with the session. सो लेट इन आज के सेशन में विल बी कवरिंग दीज ब्रॉड टॉपिक्स. तो इंडेक्स का व्यू जानते हैं आज के सेशन के लिए. देयर हैज बीन डेफिनेटली हैज बीन सेलिंग प्रेशर इन द मार्केट्स टुडे. राइट फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट, आज के डे स्टार्ट से ही थोड़ा सेलिंग प्रेशर देखने को मिल रहा है. विल डिस्कस रिगार्डिंग अ बिट रिगार्डिंग द ग्लोबल ट्रेंड and why our market specifically are facing so much selling pressure, which sectors are relatively outperforming and which are the main sectors जो निफ्टी में प्रेशर ला रहे हैं, as well as what are the derivative indicators indicating for today's expiry. These are the broad topics हम लोग आज के सेशन में डिस्कस कर लेंगे. So let's go directly and look at the chart and understand in a better manner. तो ये आज का सेशन का लाइव इंडेक्स का चार्ट है. आई होप द चार्ट इज विजिबल टू एवरीवन. So at the current juncture, if you see, Nifty has witnessed heavy selling pressure in trade today. The index is down almost 188 points आज के डे में. And if you see the chart structure, clearly it is जो last 5-6 trading session में जो हम लोग ने consolidation देखा था, the index is on the verge of witnessing a breakdown from there. Almost it is 188 points lower, and we believe that there is pressure in the market. जो इमीडिएट सपोर्ट जो इंडेक्स के लिए आज के इंट्राडे पे अगर आप देखोगे, सो करेंटली द इंडेक्स इज ट्रेडिंग एट 24,788 लेवल्स के आसपास ट्रेड हो रहा है. द नेक्स्ट मेन सपोर्ट इज द प्रीवियस जो लो मारा था इंडेक्स ने, दैट इज ऑन 7th of October. That would be the immediate support zone. If there is a sell off below those levels, then we could see a further correction in the medium term towards 24,450 levels on the downside. So in today's trade, we believe that the index can go once towards 24,700, 680 levels on the downside, जो index का main support zone है. So further selling pressure could be witnessed, especially in the second half of the session, towards the levels of 24,680, 24,700 levels on the downside. अगर आप चार्ट पैटर्न भी अगर इंडेक्स का देखोगे, द इंडेक्स इज फॉर्मिंग अ हेड एंड शोल्डर type of candlestick pattern on the daily charts. So there could be a bit of selling pressure in the next few trading days as well. The main sectors which were supporting the index. So let's have, so once we have looked at the Nifty, let's just have a quick glance why the actual selling pressure is coming. जो दो main sectors थे जो index को support कर रहे थे. So first is, if you see, I hope this is. So the main sector जो इंडेक्स को सपोर्ट कर रहा था, दैट इज बैंक निफ्टी. फ्रॉम द पास्ट फ्यू ट्रेडिंग डेज, बैंक निफ्टी का अच्छा खासा वेटेज है निफ्टी के अंदर. मींस इन टर्म्स ऑफ द वेटेज, इन टर्म्स ऑफ ICICI Bank, HDFC, they have a good weightage within the Nifty as well. And this particular index has witnessed a consolidation breakout. So from the past few sessions, if you see, Bank Nifty was relatively outperforming Nifty. लेकिन आज के ट्रेडिंग सेशन में दिस पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स also has witnessed a flag pattern like breakdown on the daily charts, and there is selling pressure within the frontline counters of the banking space. तो लास्ट अगर आप देखोगे, इफ एनीवन हैज बीन ट्रैकिंग लास्ट 4-5 ट्रेडिंग डेज, private sector banks में there was a good amount of buying which was seen, which resulted in bank nifty relatively outperforming. PSU banks तो अभी भी underperform कर ही रहे हैं, लेकिन frontline private sector banks were relatively outperforming. But आज के trading session में even those that particular sector has come under pressure, and which has resulted in the sell-off in the market. Even if you see the other main sector which is causing the pressure is the auto index. So auto index post the results, especially of Bajaj Auto, has come under intensive selling pressure. So I'll also discuss the weightage of the various sectors within Nifty and why it is actually contributing towards the sell-off that we are seeing in trade. तो क्लियरली आप देख सकते हो निफ्टी ऑटो जो है, it has given a rising trend line breakdown on the daily charts. All the frontline auto companies are under a bit of pump. We also have the main event where we have the IPO of Hyundai, which is currently underway. So this particular sector is under focus as well. But clearly there is a lot of selling pressure which is being seen today in trade. तो लास्ट 3 ट्रेडिंग डेज से इंडेक्स में सेलिंग प्रेशर देखा जा रहा है, and today we have finally witnessed a clean breakdown on the daily charts. तो अगर आप RSI डेली RSI और निफ्टी ऑटो का देखोगे, it's currently trading closer towards levels of 34 on the downside. Nifty auto has a weightage of nearly 8% within Nifty. So that is why today's single largest loser within Nifty also is Bajaj Auto, जिसका वेटेज भी काफी है निफ्टी के अंदर, and that particular counter is down almost 11% in trade today. So these two sectors, that is Nifty Bank and Nifty Auto, is majoritively contributing towards the selling pressure in the markets today. So from levels perspective, if we talk about the levels for Nifty, Nifty currently trade हो रहा है 24,778, which is the current spot levels for the index. And उसका settlement, please do note that when you're trading for weekly options, even though the price movement happens based, option का जो price movement होता है, it happens based on future prices, but जो settlement जो होता है, that happens totally based on the spot levels. So you will the जो max pain भी जो currently है, it is currently at 24,800 के strike पे. That is the main strike price where both the bulls and the bears are currently fighting out to see whether the index is able to close about 24,800 or not. Why it is known as max pain? मतलब इस particular strike price पे अगर index ने बंद दिया, then that is the maximum loss for both the buyers of the call option of 24,800 as well as the buyers of 24,800 put option. So the main struggle currently is closer towards 24,800, but clearly there is a lot of selling pressure which is being seen in the markets at the current juncture. This is a lot to do with the domestic factors. हम लोग का ही, if you see, our markets itself are relatively underperforming. If you just have a quick glance at the global markets, this is the S&P 500. तो S&P 500 अपने ऑलमोस्ट ऑल टाइम हाई लेवल्स के पास ट्रेड हो रहा है. तीनों इंडाइसेस, दैट इज यूएस मार्केट्स में अगर देखा गया तो द डाउ, द S&P 500, द नैस्डैक, ये तीनों इंडाइसेस अपने लाइफ टाइम हाइस के पास ही ट्रेड हो रहे हैं. These indices are doing relatively well. The main sell-off which is coming is in our markets itself, wherein there has been slightly relative outperformance which is being seen in the rest of the Asian markets, that is China, from the last few weeks has been doing relatively well. And the single most important factor what I wanted to highlight, I'll be showing it as well. So if you see, ये weightage है indices का, clearly, one second. So this is the weightages of the various sectors within Nifty. तो आप देख सकते हो फाइनेंशियल सर्विस, क्यों मैं बता रहा था कि आज बैंकिंग और ऑटोमोबाइल के कारण ही जो सेलिंग प्रेशर जो आया है, इट इज मेनली टू डू विद दीज टू सेक्टर्स इटसेल्फ, दैट इज द बैंकिंग सेक्टर एंड द फाइनेंस इन द ऑटो सेक्टर. तो इसका वेटेज काफी ज्यादा है निफ्टी के अंदर. दिस यू कैन रेडिली गेट, NSE इंडाइसेस के वेबसाइट पे आपको रेडिली ये डेटा मिल जाता है कि कौन सा सेक्टर का वेटेज कितना है And if you double click on that, it goes to the individual stocks. तो कितना वेटेज फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के अंदर हाईएस्ट वेटेज जो है वो एचडीएफसी बैंक और आईसीआईसीआई का है. एंड आप क्लियरली आज इंडेक्स को कोई भी ट्रेड कर रहा रहेगा, दे विल नो द टाइप ऑफ सेलिंग प्रेशर विच इज कमिंग इन आईसीआईसीआई बैंक. तो इसके कारण बैंक निफ्टी भी नीचे है, and it is adding to the selling pressure in Nifty as well. And along with that, within Nifty Auto also, like I mentioned, which has a weightage of nearly 8% within Nifty, that particular index, that particular index, that is Nifty Auto, is down mainly because of the correction which is being seen in the likes of Hero MotoCorp, Eicher Motors, Bajaj Auto. सारे टू व्हीलर ऑटो कंपनीज में थोड़ा आज इंटेंसिव सेल ऑफ देखा जा रहा है. दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट स्लाइड. जो भी इंडेक्स में जो ट्रेड करते हैं, दे शुड नो एट द बैक ऑफ दर माइंड दैट विच आर द सेक्टर्स विच हैव द हाई वेटेज विद इन निफ्टी, because these sectors actually drive the momentum within the index. So the one sector which is relatively doing good or at least holding out at present is the information technology, that जो IT space है, that particular sector is relatively outperforming, which is leading to at least the correction is not so intensified. If the IT sector also was underperforming, the intensity of the sell-off would be much more higher. One other sector which is coming under pressure of late is FMCG. FMCG also, which was doing relatively well for the past few months, has come under a bit of selling pressure. We'll go through all the indices once again, but I just wanted to highlight, to understand that the weightages is very important to understand when anyone is trading in Nifty options or even in Bank Nifty. तो ये जो weightages का जो specification है वो NSE indices करके एक वेबसाइट है. आप अगर उस वेबसाइट पे जाओगे तो यू विल गेट ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग विच आर दीज सेक्टर्स विच मेक द इंडेक्स. एंड इफ यू डबल क्लिक ऑन इट, यू विल गेट द इंडिविजुअल वेटेज. फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के अंदर भी कौन से स्टॉक्स कितना कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं इंडेक्स में, ऑल दिस डेटा इज रेडिली अवेलेबल. तो ये आज का डेटा है. दिस डेटा वाज टेकन एट अराउंड 11:30. तो आप क्लियरली देख सकते हो कि देर आर आउट ऑफ द निफ्टी 50 स्टॉक्स, ये सारे निफ्टी 50 के स्टॉक्स हैं, उसमें से देर इज जस्ट हार्डली 1 or 2 स्टॉक्स विच आर एक्चुअली कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग ऑन द अपसाइड. सो आईटी, दैट इज इन्फोसिस एंड टेक महिंद्रा, दैट इज इन द ग्रीन along with the Hindalco. दूसरे बाकी सारे स्टॉक्स are trading in the red today, which is contributing towards the sell off in the market. And out of them, Bajaj Auto, Axis Bank, HDFC, then we have in pharma also, we are witnessing a bit of pressure. The likes of Dr. Reddy, Apollo Hospital, these counters are under selling pressure. There is no, other than technology, telecom, all the other, other than technology sector, all the other sectors are witnessing selling pressure in trade today. So this is the single most factor which is causing the sell off in the market. तो अगर आप FI का डेटा देखोगे, anyone who has been tracking the FI data, last this current month, अभी सिर्फ 17 दिन हुए हैं, लेकिन 17 दिन के अंदर this is the highest ever monthly sell figure from FIs ever. So that is the type of selling pressure that we are witnessing in the markets. So if you see FI का जो sell figure है, that is for 17 days of this October series, it is almost 67,000 crore. तो जो लास्ट जो हाईएस्ट फिगर जो था, that was in March 2020, जो कोविड के टाइम पे था, that was the highest figure. So that was around that was 61,973. So we have surpassed that also. See, when the index increases in value, this figure, even though it is a large figure, will look relatively less. अगर index 7,000, 10,000 पे रहता, or and that time if a figure of 67,000 crore sell figure had come, the index would have crashed significantly. Now there are a lot of other players also in the market. DIs are also supporting it, but I just wanted to highlight the intensity of the sell off from the FIs. There has not been a single trading session in the October series where the FIs have purchased anything in the cash market. The DIs, अगर आप देखोगे, monthly figure is the sell figure of FIs is around 67,000 crores, and the buy figure from the DIs is largely supporting the market. It is around 63,000 crores. then people might be asking, then why if there is 67,000 crore sell figure from FIs, then why, if and our domestic funds are buying, then why is there selling pressure in the market? Please do note that जो FIs जो बेचते हैं, they could be selling in frontline counters, जो निफ्टी के स्टॉक्स है, जो मेन फ्रंटलाइन काउंटर्स है उसमें सेल ऑफ करते हैं, and the buying which happens by the domestic institutions could be happening in other counters. मतलब it does not necessarily mean that we are buying the frontline stocks itself. That's why if you see anyone who has been tracking, the small cap index was doing relatively well. So the buy figure from the domestic institutions could be in a completely different stocks compared to what is being sold by the FIs. So it does not mean that exactly if there is a 60,000 crore sell figure from FIs and there is 60,000 crore buy figure from DIS, then the index does not move anywhere. It totally depends on the type of stocks that the FIs are selling and the type of stocks that the DIS are buying. But the intensity of the sell off from FIs has been significantly higher in the last 15-20 trading sessions. And if you see the yearly figure, year to date, that is matlab from the start of 2024 till now, the FIS SIL figure has been 1,92,348 crores. This is if you see only in 2022 there was a sell figure higher than this. Last 4 consecutive years FIs have been sellers in the cash market segment, but the markets have been primarily supported by the strong buying जो DIS ने किया है, as well as the retail public in the cash market. So if you see the buy figure from DIS, domestic institutions का जो buy figure है for the year, it is nearly 4,04,593. So on a yearly basis, the DIS have strongly purchased in the cash market and countered most of the selling pressure that the FIs have done in the market. So now coming towards the derivative indicators. तो derivative indicators जो आज का expiry है उसके बारे में भी एक बार जान लेते हैं. So what is the derivative indicators telling us? We have already looked at the charts and seen that Nifty has witnessed a sharp sell-off. Let us look at the derivative indicators as well, what it is currently indicating. So अगर आप PCR figure देखोगे, that is known as the put call ratio. तो put call ratio is a figure which tells us how many put options, मतलब it has to be analyzed from the sell side. मतलब कितने put options sell किए and कितने call options sell किए. So I'll just explain the view because it is important to understand. So if a trader जो अगर put option sell कर रहा है उसका view तेजी का है और जो कॉल ऑप्शन सेल कर रहा है उसका व्यू मंदी का है. सो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस पॉइंट क्लियरली. सो इफ द फिगर इज क्लोजर टुवर्ड्स 1, it means that there are equal number of sellers and buyers of put option and call option. When this figure comes on the lower side, it indicates that there are more call sellers in the system compared to put sellers. So clearly if you see the current figure, it is 0.48, which clearly indicates that there are much more call option sellers in the market compared to put option, and the view of them also is on the bearish side. तो आज का जो sell off हुआ है, there has been constant call selling on the upside. मैं option chain भी दिखाऊंगा एक बार, but there has been constant selling by the traders in call options. 25,000 especially के strike में काफी बड़ी मात्रा में sell off हुआ है in terms of option writing. There has been a considerable increase over the past day. जो आज का स्टार्ट था, डे के स्टार्ट में कितना फिगर था और करंट फिगर जो है, there has been a considerable increase from the option writing side. अगर आप OI देखोगे, करंट OI, so clearly from the call side जो writing जो हो रहा है वो 25,000 और 24,900 के स्ट्राइक्स में हो रहा है, एंड जो पुट ऑप्शन के साइड पे जो राइटिंग जो हो रहा है, that is happening in 24,800 and 24,700 strikes. So ये दो strikes में currently put option writing हो रहा है, and like I mentioned जो max pain है that is 24,800. that is the strike where there is highest open interest in terms of put side as well as call side. मतलब this is the strike price which the market is closest to, and that is where the max pain is. So once again I want to tell that agar index 24,800 के levels पे बंद देता है, then that will be the maximum loss for the traders who have purchased options. So that is why it is just known as max pain. But the intensity of the sell off is quite high. At present the index is trading closer towards 24,780 levels in spot prices, and we could witness further sell off, especially in the second half of the session. The other important data point is the FI long short ratio. तो clearly FI का long short ratio है, that is 33.48. Like we mentioned, FIs have been constant sellers in the cash segment as well, और उनका position भी कुछ derivative segment में कुछ बड़ा नहीं है. They are on the view of the negative side. All the position is mainly on the negative side. So ये ऑप्शन चेन का डेटा है. तो जो ब्लू के बार्स है, जो ब्लू कलर में जो बार्स है, वो कॉल ऑप्शन का बार्स है, एंड द पर्पल कलर बार्स आर फॉर पुट ऑप्शन. तो आप क्लियरली देख सकते हो द साइज ऑफ द ब्लू बार्स आर कंसिडरेबली मोर in size compared to the purple bars, which clearly indicates that there is heavy call writing which is happening in the system at the current juncture. तो कॉल ऑप्शन 25,000 में 24,900 के स्ट्राइक्स में काफी बड़ी मात्रा में हो रही है. जो डे के स्टार्ट में अगर आप फिगर देखोगे, इट वाज क्लोजर टुवर्ड्स 10 लाख, जो अभी करंटली 13,32,000 पे है. तो क्लियरली देयर हैज बीन एन एडिशन ऑफ नियरली 3 लाख मोर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स इन 25,000 कॉल ऑप्शन. इसका ये मतलब है कि ट्रेडर्स आर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि आज का एक्सपायरी जो है, द इंडेक्स हैज अ वेरी गुड चांस ऑफ क्लोजिंग बिलो द लेवल्स ऑफ 25,000 इन ट्रेड टुडे, and a major reversal or short covering will come only if the index moves past 25,040, 25,060 on the upside. तो जिन्होंने भी ये पर्टिकुलर स्ट्राइक प्राइस में राइट किया है, they will come under pressure if the index moves 40-50 points above the strike price, because the premium also has to be added to the strike price जो उन्होंने sell किया है, and that is the point where they actually come under pressure. So I hope everyone understood. So the actual resistance, if you see, would be 25,000 plus the average rate of the premium at which the most of the selling pressure or the writing has taken place. So at the current juncture, 25,000, the immediate first resistance would be around 25,040, 25,060, followed by 25,100, and उसके बाद 25,100 because it is yesterday's trading high. तो जो कल का trading session का high है, that is 25,100. So till the time the index does not cross 25,100 on the upside, we could witness a gradual deterioration on the downside. The main support is 24,690, जो last previous swing का low था, and below that the immediate support for Nifty would be 24,450 levels. So I'll just once again go towards the slide of the levels for the market, and just once again glance at the various sectors which are doing good. And so this is Nifty. Currently we are still at those same levels. One second. Yeah, so currently Nifty is at 24,786. The pressure is still there in the markets. Clearly there has not been any major rebound on the upside, and there is the intensity of the sell-off is definitely there. Bank Nifty, jo I mentioned that the index has witnessed a trend line breakdown on the daily charts. It has a lot to do with the correction which is being seen in HDFC, Axis, ICICI Bank. तो जो frontline private sector banks थे, जो relatively outperform कर रहे थे, there has been a bit of sell-off in these particular stocks, which has resulted in the selling pressure. Let's have a quick look at what the other indices are doing. So mid cap and small cap also have come under a bit of pressure today. So Nifty is down 0.73%, while the mid cap index is down 1.19%, and even the small cap index जो है, it was relatively outperforming for so many trading sessions, but today this particular index also has come under a bit of pressure, and it is down 0.88% at the current juncture. सो लाइक आई मेंशन, सबसे ज्यादा जो कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है टुवर्ड्स द सेल ऑफ एट द करंट जंक्चर इज द ऑटो इंडेक्स. The auto index is down 3.18%. There has been a clear breakdown. It is even trading below its 200 EMA level. जो 200 EMA है ये इंडेक्स के लिए, that is 25,177. The index currently is trading below this level also on the daily chart. The day is still not over, but at the current juncture it is trading below the 200 EMA. तो एफएमसीजी में भी एक सेल ऑफ देखा जा रहा है. मींस द इंडेक्स व्हिच वाज डूइंग रिलेटिवली वेल फ्रॉम द पास्ट फ्यू सेशंस, दिस पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स आल्सो हैज कम अंडर अ बिट ऑफ प्रेशर. अगर आप देखोगे एशियन पेंट्स, द लाइक्स ऑफ एचयूएल, all these counters are witnessing pressure from the last few trading sessions. So oil and gas, it is doing relatively okay. There has not been any uptrend or downtrend. It's in a sideways consolidation. The only index जो निफ्टी को सपोर्ट कर रहा है on the upside is the IT index. So if you see, the Nifty IT index is trading at 42,714 levels, and there is a very good chance that this particular index could give a breakout on the upside. The result season is also currently underway. तो हमें लग रहा है कि ये पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर में अगर आप शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडिंग भी कर रहे हो, these a few stocks from the IT space should be relatively preferred. Nifty metal also is under a bit of pressure. The reason is the dollar index also is witnessing a bit of pullback on the upside. So pharma is doing relatively okay. So for a long period of time, Nifty Pharma was doing really well. But post that, from the last few trading days, the index has gone into a sideways consolidation. So that's it. We can now start with the Q&A session. Participants who have any questions can please ask. If you have any questions regarding the expiry or you have any specific questions, you can definitely ask. So we'll go one by one. I'll take all the questions one by one. So is the sell in India by China going on? It's difficult to tell that exactly they are buying in China. The money might be going back towards their markets itself. US markets are doing really well, and they would like to book profits. So our markets also had become a bit expensive. 26,000 means a lot of sectors and stocks were extremely on the high side in terms of valuation. So in terms for them, they might be booking profit and deploying it back in the US markets itself. The US markets are doing really well, especially the S&P 500 and the Dow. They're trading at lifetime highs. See, definitely China also has rebounded, but it is tough to tell that they will be putting money in China in a major way because Chinese markets are slightly unpredictable. Just at the start of the series, the Chinese markets were trading at their 52-week low, but within just 3-4 trading sessions, they rebounded towards 52-week on the upside also. So it is a regulated environment and it's slightly risky. So it's tough to tell that the money is deployed back in China, but the money could be going to the US markets itself. View on Tata Motors. Definitely we could give the view on Tata Motors. See, Tata Motors, also the stock has given a bit of breakdown. The last few trading sessions, if you see, the stock is trading in a lower top, lower bottom chart structure. तो immediate जो support था stock के लिए, that was the previous swing low. But we feel that the type of sell-off which is come in the auto space, so Tata Motors also, which is currently trading closer towards 899 levels, could see further correction of 20-25 points on the downside, and it can finally come towards 860 870 levels on the downside. So we would not recommend to take any fresh positions in the auto stocks at the current juncture. थोड़ा sell off रुकने दो, because you can clearly see ये जो blue color का line है, that is the 200 EMA level, जो exponential moving average है, and Tata Motors currently is trading below its 200 EMA on the daily charts. तो आपका अगर लॉन्ग टर्म का व्यू है देन यू कैन ग्रेजुअली स्टार्ट एक्यूमुलेटिंग द काउंटर क्लोजर टुवर्ड्स 870 860 levels. But if you are from a trading perspective, because it's very tough to tell whether the sell off will stop in the next 1 day 2 day, or it could continue for the next few trading sessions. On the upside, like I mentioned, the immediate resistance for Tata Motors would be the levels of 940, which is the 200-day EMA level. So there is a question, Nifty Auto Index position quite negative today. Sir, what is your advice to bid for Hyundai IPO? See, Hyundai IPO is the largest IPO which is going to come towards the market. इतना बड़ा जब ये IPO रहता है, it is tough to make any listing gains ये particular counter में. No large cap counter which in recent memory comes to mind which will give you listing gains. But definitely from a long term perspective, अगर आपको एक portfolio stock की तरह उसको hold करना है, then the stock could do good for you. But from listing gain perspective, I do not feel that such a large company could give you such any major gains. And even if you see the gray market premium for Hyundai Motors, it is not that great. It has come down significantly over the last few days. So it may be a muted listing, but the company has a good image in terms of brand image. It is the second largest auto company in India, which has a large presence. So, from a long term perspective, it could do good. Gradually, after a few months, when the results start coming in, the stock could pick up momentum and do good. But from a trading perspective, yeah, for listing gains, it may not be a bumper listing compared to some of the other mid and small cap IPOs which are currently going on. There is a question regarding FI selling कब रुकेगा. That's that's not it's very tough to tell sir कि कब रुक सकता है. But the entire October series, so from October 1st till so if you see from the chart, if I show you, so there has not been a single trading day wherein FIs ने कुछ कैश मार्केट में बाय किया है, and it's difficult to predict when the sell off would actually stop. Current sell figures are the highest sell figures on a monthly basis, but please do note that we are still few days away from the close of the month. अभी सिर्फ 17 दिन हुए हैं, so to tell it is the highest, it is going to be the highest is not a correct thing. But at the present moment, definitely the sell figures on a monthly basis is the highest ever witnessed in the Indian equity markets. So we can please give view on Midani. So if you are looking from a really short term perspective, then definitely the stock is on the negative side. अगर आप मिदानी का चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर देखोगे, uh, the stock has corrected from 540 levels towards 370 levels. तो immediate support आप अगर देखोगे, that is closer towards 355 360 levels, which has been a multiple support zone for from the last few months. But if the stock breaks the levels of 355, then we could see further pressure on the downside. Reversal on the upside would come only once the previous जो swing high जो रहता है. See, most of the chart patterns that we follow is the Dow theory. तो जब तक एक stock which is trading in a lower top lower bottom does not remove its previous swing high, तो क्लियरली आप देख सकते हो ये पर्टिकुलर चार्ट में. सो आई जस्ट शो इट वन सेकेंड. सो इफ आई शो इट फ्रॉम द चार्ट पर्सपेक्टिव, ये मिदानी का चार्ट है. एंड इफ यू सी if you see the previous swing high comes closer towards 410 levels on the upside. तो जब तक ये स्टॉक 410 के नीचे ट्रेड हो रहा है, the trend is expected to remain slightly muted on the negative side. So Ergo Capital. So this particular stock, Ergo Capital, if you see, the stock had witnessed a breakout in trade yesterday. So कल के trading session में it was on the verge of witnessing a breakout and continuing the momentum on the upside. But आज थोड़ा selling pressure है in line with the sell off which is being seen. पूरे broader market में भी sell off हुआ है. तो जो small cap index जो आज तक outperform कर रहा था last 10 दिन के अगर आप डेटा लोगे, the small cap index was doing relatively well. But आज के trading day में अगर आप देखोगे तो स्मॉल कैप में भी आज थोड़ा सेलिंग प्रेशर आया हुआ है एंड अर्गो कैपिटल में भी आज एक स्लाइटली बेरिश कैंडल फॉर्मेशन हुआ है. सो द स्टॉक ट्रेंड इज डेफिनेटली मच बेटर कंपेयर टू सम ऑफ द अदर स्टॉक्स एंड कभी भी ये स्टॉक आज का डे हाई जो है वही स्टॉक के लिए रेजिस्टेंस है. सो द लेवल्स ऑफ 270 जो है वही इमीडिएट रेजिस्टेंस है काउंटर के लिए. एनी टाइम दैट द स्टॉक मैनेजेस टू टेक आउट द लेवल ऑफ 270 then the stock can gradually move towards 290 levels on the upside. नीचे पे जो सपोर्ट रहेगा दैट इज क्लोजर टुवर्ड्स 252 256 का इमीडिएट सपोर्ट है जो प्रीवियस डे का लो है एंड वाज सीन एज द ब्रेकआउट जोन ऑन द अपसाइड. See, there is a question regarding should we buy 25,000 call option today's expiry. And now, if you see the index, it is currently trading at 24,783. Day low is 24,755. Sir, at least intraday perspective, we do not expect a major recovery in the market. There is no stop from the Nifty. See, short covering can definitely come in the second half of the session. There is no doubt. But at present, looking at the data points, looking at the chart structure, there is no major signals which are coming, which is indicating a major recovery in the market. So it would be slightly risky to consider buying the 25,000 call option. You can consider buying the 25,000 call option if the market moves about 24,940 960 levels. That time there is a chance because now it will be trading at just about 5 to 10 rupees and but there is a very less probability of that particular price becoming you gaining any traction or you making money in that particular counter. The index recovering 200 points looking at the chart structure currently is we do not expect a major recovery at present. So from an answer perspective, I would say it is better to avoid buying the 25,000 call option for today's expiry, sir. So there is a question regarding VIP industry. So VIP, I'll just give. So VIP Industries, if you see the stock had witnessed an exceptionally large movement on 23rd September. The stock moved from 506 all the way towards 590 levels on the upside. But post that, there has been a cool off in the stock. So looking at the chart structure, currently it is trading at 518 levels. We believe that the stock would see potential movement on the upside if it goes above 565 levels. So till that time, there could be a bit of consolidation. So it is good. The stock is still doing relatively much better compared to other counters. And if you have a longer term view, you could consider to gradually accumulate the stock. It could come once again towards 490, 480 levels, but those are good in terms of risk reward from a longer term perspective. Those are good levels to consider accumulating it. And anytime it starts moving above 540, 560, we'll once again see positive upside in the counter. So there is a question, what is the relationship between OI value with call and put buying? See, OI means outstanding position, sir. Matlab currently, what is the outstanding position for the particular strike price? So if I take you towards, let's see if I can put that particular slide, it will be good. I hope everyone is able to see. ये current Nifty का open interest का chart है. I'll just refresh it once. So currently, I hope everyone is visible. Once again, just So this is the current chart of Nifty OI. So if you open the option chain of Nifty, you will clearly see that there is a significant call writing which is happening. OI का मतलब है outstanding position, and you have to analyze this figure from a seller's perspective. दो एक particular strike price में for a trade to get executed, there is a buyer as well as a seller. So but this data should be analyzed from a seller's perspective, because आपको एक option sell करने के लिए considerable higher margin डालना पड़ता है. So what is the view of the market currently? So अगर आप strike price अलग अलग strike prices पे देखोगे तो 25,000 के strike पे significant call writing हो रहा है. जो OI भी जो बड़ा है 24,000, 25,000, 24,900, ये सारे strike prices पे option writing हो रहा है. Along with अगर आप देखोगे 24,800 के स्ट्राइक प्राइस पे भी सिग्निफिकेंट ओआई राइटिंग हो रहा है. दैट मींस ट्रेडर्स आर ऑफ द व्यू दैट द मार्केट्स विल नॉट गो अबाउट दी स्ट्राइक प्राइसेस, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे आर कॉन्स्टेंटली राइटिंग. एंड अगर आप पुट साइड पे देखोगे द मेजर ओआई विच इज बीइंग सीन is in 24,750 and 24,700 के strike prices. That means the traders who are selling these particular strike prices are of the view that Nifty would not break these levels in trade today. So the main level or the strike price that both are fighting for is 24,800. जो मेन ऑप्शन राइटिंग पुट ऑप्शन साइड जो हो रहा है दैट इज इन 24,700 स्ट्राइक, और ऊपर के लेवल्स पे ऑल द वे फ्रॉम 24,800 towards 25,000 के कॉल ऑप्शंस में राइटिंग हो रहा है. So the view is and the writing is significant on the call side, so the view is more towards the bearish side in trade today. Coming to the next question, it is regarding the support and the resistance levels. तो जैसे कि मैंने कहा था the support level would be 24,690 जो previous swing low है, that is about 100 points lower from where spot is currently trading. Nifty spot अभी currently 24,780 के levels पे trade हो रहा है. 100 points lower is the main support zone. It is not one particular number does not define the zone, but अगर 4-5 दिन का भी अगर आप डेटा देखोगे, so if I just put the chart once again of Nifty, you will clearly see it. आप क्लियरली देख सकते हो चार्ट पे भी. So once I'll just zoom into it. So I hope the chart is visible. So you can clearly see that for many trading sessions, the index has taken support closer towards 24,680, 24,700 levels. And if there is a breakdown below this, there could be a bit of sell-off of 150, 200 points on the downside. ऊपर के लेवल्स पे जो मेन रेजिस्टेंस है, इमीडिएट रेजिस्टेंस वुड बी यस्टरडेज हाई, जो कल का हाई बना था, दैट इज 25,100. तो जब तक इंडेक्स 25,100 के ऊपर बंद नहीं देता, there could be a bit of selling pressure on the downside. For Bank Nifty, if you see the immediate support would be, Bank Nifty is currently trading at 51,270. तो जो immediate support जो है that is 50,900, 50,850 levels, and जो resistance है जो आज का day high ही है, that itself is the resistance, that is 51,930. तो बैंक निफ्टी में एक नेगेटिव फ्लैग पैटर्न बना है which indicates that there could be further selling pressure in the index, and this pattern will be nullified only once bank nifty gives a close above 51,930 levels. Yeah, so there is a question regarding Swiss military. So Swiss military, the stock is doing exceptionally well. In this type markets also, it is trading at lifetime highs. If you see the chart structure, one second. Yeah. So it's only a BSE listed stock. So currently the current market price is 44. The stock witnessed a breakout in trade yesterday itself, where the stock was up 20%. Clearly, there is some positive developments which have happened in the counter. Even if you see the longer term chart structure, the stock actually witnessed a breakout when it gave the momentum above the levels of 28 itself, and it goes into a consolidation. Once the breakout happens, the stock goes into a consolidation, and once again the breakout happens. So clearly, the chart structure is extremely bullish. Even if there is any major pullback which happens in the counter towards the levels of 40, 39 levels, you can gradually consider to accumulate positions in this particular stock from a longer term perspective. So Dhanuka Agritech, the stock witnessed a bit of recovery in trade yesterday, but due to the sell-off today, the stock has come under a bit of pressure. But still, the stock is doing relatively good. And we had the results of Rallies India, which came in. So Dhanuka Agrotech, the results have still not come out. But the results of Rallies, which came out, I presume it's in the same field. So it could do good in the relatively short term. Anytime the stock gives a closing above its short-term moving average, that is the 50 EMA, which is currently at 1585.90 levels, the stock could move towards 1700 1650 on the upside. तो अगर आपका पोजीशन है तो आप कंटिन्यू कर सकते हो होल्ड करने को. एंड फ्रॉम अ लार्जर पर्सपेक्टिव, the 200 EMA which is currently placed at 1415, that would be the major support zone for the stock. So till the time the stock is trading above 1415 1420 levels, we expect the counter to continue the momentum on the upside and move towards 1650 1700 levels. So there is a question: if a stock is under FNO ban, how can we trade such stocks if I have a position in that? So you cannot create fresh positions when the stock is in the FNO ban segment. It is only once the positions come down, wherein people close out their trades, can the counter go out of the ban period. So if within the series, if a stock comes under ban, fresh FNO positions cannot be created. That happens when the market wide positions, so if it crosses a certain threshold limit, for if the FNO positions cross a certain threshold level, then the exchange comes out with the ban. So generally when it goes into a ban period, the most you can do is trade the particular counter in the cash segment. FNO segment में you will not be able to create fresh position. जो existing position है, you can continue with that, but you cannot create fresh positions in the FNO segment. The last question I'll be able to take today is regarding Reliance Industries. So Reliance Industries is a classic case of a false breakout. So if I hope everyone is able to see this particular chart. So Reliance Industries में अगर आप देखोगे 27th September is when the stock gave a breakout from the downward sloping trend line. So it gave a breakout on the upside. All the technical signals were of the positive side. But from the very next trading day, the stock witnessed extreme heavy selling pressure, and within the next 10-15 trading days, the stock has given a breakdown and corrected nearly 400 points on the downside. तो कंपनी का अर्निंग्स भी आया था, and the company has considered to give bonus, but still this positive development has not had any major impact on the stock. It is trading below its short-term moving averages. The major the contention which is happening is whether regarding the next auction, there is Starlink also, which is considering, which is a company from Elon Musk, which is considering to enter the Indian equity in the telecom space, and Reliance is the major telecom player. So there is a bit of competition which is going on there. Maybe that is one negative development for Reliance based on how the government goes regarding the next auction of the spectrum rights. So that is one reason where there has been a bit of selling pressure which has come in this particular counter. So if you see, the stock has corrected about 400 points from 3066. It has come almost towards 2670 680 levels on the downside. So the major resistance which we see is the 200-day EMA itself, that is the levels of 2850 860. So till the time the stock is trading below this, the trend is expected to be slightly on the negative side. That's an end of today's session. Thank you to all who have managed to join the session. Thank you so much for taking the time out and having attended the session today. Thank you.